Welcome to Attenuation, a weekly podcast where two friends come together to drink beer, discuss beer styles and trends, and just generally ruminate on the meaning of life, aka beer. If you enjoy your time with us, we invite you to become a weekly listener and subscribe to the podcast. Without further ado, here is this week's episode.
Hello, and welcome to episode 51 of Attenuation, a beer podcast. My name is Jason, and I'm joined by my best friend since 8th grade, Steven.
Hello.
How's it going, sir?
I mean, it sounded like I just walked into the room.
Yeah, what's going on in here?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. This is episode 51. One more, and we'll have done a whole year.
Man, this is so exciting.
It's crazy.
We did it.
We did it. The podcast is over.
I thought we'd last maybe 6 weeks.
I know, we really committed to this. It's pretty impressive. So anyways, we have a good topic today. It's what you should buy for a beer nerd.
Yeah. Kind of like the Oprah's favorite things list.
Yes.
On par with that, basically, right?
But yes,
it's kind of weird timing. It's not Christmas or anything, but hopefully you have a birthday coming up for the beer lover in your life.
Yeah, I immediately thought this would be a Christmas episode, but it's fine. We're just gonna do it now, and we'll refer back to it. Okay, so before we do that, are you ready to drink some beer?
Totally ready.
Because we have to start our favorite segment of the podcast, which is drinking beer. So I will introduce my beer, give nose notes, and then I hand it over to Steven to do the same, and then we enjoy and give our tasting notes.
I think we got some good ones today, too.
I'm really excited. So I basically hit rock bottom for beers that I had available for the podcast. So I drove all the way to my neighboring city because they have way better beer selection, and I got some cool stuff. So today I have a Russian River beer called Funky Foeder. And this is a cherry beer. It says it's a mildly sour Saison that's aged on tart cherries for 6 to 12 months. So cherries are my favorite thing in beer. So I saw this and got very excited.
Saisons are your most favorite beers.
Now, yes. Unfortunately, I don't really like Saison, but I'm challenging myself to try more so I can develop a palate for them.
I mean, if you're going to drink one, make it a cherry one from Russian River, right?
Yeah, exactly. Make it cherry. And this bottle is really cool. It's bright red. I'm assuming this is going to pour bright red. Ooh, it's actually not really red. It's like amber, reddish amber.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's actually a nice color. It's got a very effervescent head. It looks like it's going to kind of dissipate quickly. Ooh, it has strong Saison smell.
Oh, no.
So that barnyard funk, like clove, but still getting it smells like rhubarb actually, and cherry. So I think it'll be a happy medium. We'll see how I like it. What are you drinking today, sir?
All right, so my can is very red today too. This is Hubba Peanut Butter. It is a milk stout brewed with banana, peanut flour, milk sugar, and other natural flavors. And
sounds good.
This is from WeldWerks Brewing. So
your new favorite brewery.
Yes. Oh, man. They impress me every time. I'm trying to think if I've had a bad beer from them.
But I feel like usually you're doing sours and stuff like that, so it's interesting to see you doing a stout.
Yeah, sours and IPAs from them are awesome. I don't think I've ever had a stout from them.
I'm excited to see what you think of this.
Oh my gosh. Banana smell I'm getting from arm's length here. Whew. And I really let this one warm up. I've had this one out for about a half an hour.
Oh, good job. You planned ahead.
So it's nice and dark, of course, with that brown tinged head, but it's very effervescent. I mean, it's quickly dissipated, very quickly. And like I said, I got banana smells immediately as soon as I poured it. Tons of peanut butter on the nose as well. And then a nice sort of dark chocolate roast smell. But man, tons of peanut butter and banana, which is why I love this brewery, is they are so good at adding flavors to their beer. All
right, you ready, sir?
Yeah.
Cheers. Okay, I'm a huge fan of this one.
Yeah?
This is my gateway to Saison.
Okay.
Probably not. But it's a really good balance of things I like, but there's elements of it that I don't like. but I feel like because I'm getting them together, they're balancing each other out. And so basically, it's like what I don't like is kind of in the beginning. It has a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Do you know what that is?
Okay, yeah.
It's like that stuff you're supposed to drink if your stomach's upset. And I don't like that flavor at all. But then you get like sour cherry and Brett flavor, but devoid of all sweetness. It's not sweet in the beginning at all.
Okay.
And then there's like vanilla, wood, and then all of a sudden there's like a flash of sweetness after you swallow, like as the finish develops. And it tastes like cherry skins. And then there's kind of like this perfect balance of like cherry, the funk, and then it's super dry. And it has a really long finish. So it's really nice because and that's kind of what I like about more complex beers is like you get kind of an arrival and then it changes how it tastes like as it develops. And then after you swallow, then all of a sudden there's like this sweetness that kind of like comes out of nowhere. It's really cool. So it's kind of interesting to drink. Yeah, that sounds fun. I would give it a thumbs up. It's not like, it even says like huge print on the label, like cherry beer, but it's not like, it's nothing like the Belgian red. Like that's a cherry. You know what I mean? Like this is more of like
hint of cherry.
It's like a hint of cherry. It's way more just like a saison.
Yeah.
And then it's touched with cherry, but it's done so in a way that they like balance each other out perfectly. So big thumbs up on this one.
Nice. Okay. Cool. All right.
What did you think of that stout?
Well, if I had to only drink milk stouts for the rest of my life, I think I would want this one.
Oh, nice. WeldWerks coming through again.
It's like a carbonated Reese's peanut butter cup.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and it's actually like it's honestly more complex than I thought it would be because there is this sort of like this arrival of like the banana sweetness, but then it's like very quickly balanced with a pretty strong roasted coffee flavor, and then the peanut butter nuttiness is just all the way through. But yeah, there's just this like sort of banana sweetness arrival, and then it just immediately kind of shifts to this roasted coffee flavor that's like kind of strong for me just because I'm not like a coffee drinker, but it's just so
you're not
perfect.
A coffee drinker yet.
Right. But it's just so perfect. It's like a perfect foo-foo coffee drink. Like it is coffee, but there's enough of this like peanut butter and banana thing going on that like makes it fun.
Yeah, it's like the stuff people get at Starbucks that's somewhat resembles coffee or has coffee in it, but also has like squirts of high-powered syrups and yeah.
Yeah. And I think I forgot to mention it's 7.8%, so not crazy high alcohol, and that's nowhere to be found, of course. Yeah, it's just easy to drink. I like it.
It's a good one.
I love
2
this
thumbs
brewery.
up.
I love
I know
everything
you
they do.
Love them. Now you've had and can attest that they have solid IPAs, solid sours, and solid stouts. That's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah, I mean, I've known of Medianoche, which is their like sort of seasonal 1 year, every year stout release, exclusive stout release. And I've heard that people line up for down the street for it, but I've never had it, so I've never had any other stout from them. So I knew they were at least good at making one stout.
That's usually a sign that they can make others too.
Right. Good beer day.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up is always a good beer day. Okay, so next we have beer news and postscripts. Beer news is self-explanatory, and postscripts are things we wanted to follow up on or correct from previous episodes. So I have one, and I know Steven has several.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'll do mine first. So last episode, if you didn't listen, it was about aging beer, so cellaring beer. And we kind of, just during the conversation, we were thinking, oh, can you age beer in a can? And I didn't know the answer, and Steve didn't know the answer. So I did a little bit of research, and it's actually pretty interesting. It doesn't seem that there's any special rules for aging beer in a can. Apparently, and I never knew this, but I guess it makes sense now, they do coat the inside of aluminum cans. And apparently not in just beer cans, but like any aluminum can, there's like a coating on the inside of the can so that the contents don't react with the metal. Which that actually makes sense to me now that I think about it. But so they say that if Coke doesn't dissolve it, because apparently they use that same coating for Coke, then your beer is not going to dissolve it because Coke is like super acidic. So yeah, so it sounds like you can just age it in a can just the same, and it's that you have the advantage of no light is getting in. Might be even better.
Nice. Okay, so the funny thing is like I asked the question because it just seemed weird to just put a can of beer, in my pantry and not think about it. But I guess it's not that big of a deal. I just always associate cans with being in the fridge. And bottles. I guess maybe that's like a wine thing, right? I think of the wine we store, at room temperature in bottles. So it just seems normal to me. But cans, I'm like, no, it's got to be in the fridge. It's got to be cold.
Maybe that's where that association is coming from. That's funny.
Yeah, it's like my soda versus wine association.
All right, cool.
Nothing wrong with putting the can on the shelf.
Put it on the shelf, or put it in your cellar or your wine cooler or whatever you got.
All right. Good follow-up on that, Jason.
No problem.
Okay, so I have so many things. I had this list running, and I finally was like, I'm going to write these down so that I don't forget them, because I forget them every week. Okay, so I need to follow up on my beer fertilizer recipe, okay? Because I couldn't remember everything that was in it. I think I got it. I mostly got it. So there's a beer, and that's good for the microbes and the bacteria and the grass. There's a soda that has lots of sugar for the grass. And then there's and then you put some soap in there, some dish soap. That's the surfactant. Then ammonia, which just provides nitrogen like any good fertilizer does. And then the thing I forgot was that you put some mouthwash in there too.
What's the mouthwash for?
So apparently it's a really good natural pesticide that won't harm the grass. So yeah, so it was always really weird because you sprayed it on the grass, and as you sprayed it, it smelled very minty.
Because the mouthwash.
Yeah, and also kind of sweet. So it actually smells really good.
Well, I can attest to your yard always looking pretty good, so must be effective.
Yeah, I should try it again. My lawn's a lot bigger now, and I've had to so I grew up in Northern California, and a lot of really nice lawns in Northern California are fescue grasses. Mm-hmm. And now living in the South in Texas, there's Bermuda grass. There's southern grass varieties like Bermuda and St. Augustine. And it's just a whole different world of lawn care. All the grass here just goes brown in the winter.
Oh, weird.
And at first I was like, oh my gosh, my whole lawn died.
But it's fine.
But everyone's lawn dies, and then it just comes back green.
And it turns green again? That's amazing.
Yeah. It's just weird. So there's this whole mental shifts and,
I love that you were on my whole lawn die.
I was like, well, not sure what I'm going to do. Well, and it's so weird because some people's lawns, it just, it just depends on what direction your lawn is facing and stuff. Some just go brown earlier than others and stuff. Yeah. And so I think for whatever reason, mine kind of went brown before everyone else's. So
I see.
That didn't help the the panic.
That's really funny.
But yeah, it just comes back the next year. So yeah, lawn care is different. I've had to learn a whole new way of cutting my grass and feeding it and stuff.
So maybe your formula is not going to work in Texas.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't tried it.
You got to put some toothpaste in there or something. Mix it up.
Yeah. And the fire ants, man. The fire ants.
Have you figured out how to deal with them yet?
No, it's impossible. They're killer. It's insane. I have scars on my feet from fire ant bites.
From an insect biting you?
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
Yeah, they're brutal. Don't move to Texas. It's like moving to Australia. You're like, what are all these creatures trying to kill me?
Yeah, Australia has all the scary snakes and poisonous things. And
yeah, I'm dealing with scorpions now.
I was going to say, do you have scorpions?
And, yeah, scorpions and fire ants. And
how often do scorpions get in your house?
I've only ever had one in the house, and it was already dead, actually. Okay. So, and then just a few in the garage and on the back porch.
Those look pretty gnarly.
They're ultraviolet, though. You can shine a black light and see them in the dark.
I did not know that. That's super cool.
Good knowledge. Good scorpion knowledge.
It's good scorpion knowledge.
Okay, all right. Better move on before we run out of time. Okay, I wanted to do a white whale update because I caught a white whale.
What did you drink?
Quite a few weeks ago. So I had mentioned on our updated white whale list that I wanted to drink the award-winning Goza from Urban South Brewing. So they have based in Louisiana, but they have a tap room in Houston. So a while back I was down in Houston And so we made the stop, and I drank it. I wasn't that impressed.
Oh no!
But for whatever reason, I thought that they were the gold-winning Goza, but the category it won in was the field beer, which is just kind of like a fruited ale. Like it's kind of a general category. But yeah, so it was not the actual, in the Goza specific category, they were not the winner, but they were the winner of the field beer category. I just wasn't blown away. Which,
that's a bummer.
If you don't blow me away with your Goza, then it's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah.
But I see why it was good. I don't know. I'm not a huge cucumber in my beer person. Kind of a weird flavor.
It seems like it'd be good in a Goza style or field beer.
Yeah. I mean, it is refreshing, and it kind of does go with the sort of salt and herbal background. But it was just okay. Anyway, so that was a white whale that I caught. That's kind of sad, disappointing.
Disappointing whale.
Okay, and then the last thing is some beer news. So there is a new hop on the scene. It is called Vista hops. So it's a new hop varietal. Pretty exciting, right?
Is there any breweries using it yet?
I haven't seen any beers yet.
Okay, cool.
But I'm sure they're coming.
Yes, with Phantasm powder added.
But apparently it is a U.S. It came out of a U.S. breeding program. It's a big hop. Like if you see a picture of the Vista hop compared to some other hops, it's a huge cone.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons that it's popular, is that you get a lot out of it. And then the aromas are orange, tangerine, pear, and apricot. With sub-layers of herbal green tea and grass.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, so it's highly recommended for lighter beer styles and lagers. Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to keep our eyes open for some Vista hop beers.
Vista hops, yep.
Try to get
I like the idea of some pear notes.
Yeah.
Apricot.
And orange. That sounds like a nice combination.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's exciting.
All right, that's all I got for you.
All right, thank you for those postscripts and beer news.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I can
cross stuff off my list now.
Are you all caught up on postscripts now?
Yeah.
Good.
Thanks.
I'm all caught up too, as far as I know. Okay, so main topic. You have someone in your life that's crazy. Maybe they have a beer podcast, and it's their birthday or it's Christmas. What on earth should you get them, Steven?
Yeah, when I told my wife how we were making this episode, she was like, "Oh, so this is just you telling me what to buy you for your next."
You're like, no,
I'm
but also yes.
I'm not self-motivated here. But yeah, if you want to take notes, sure. Okay, yeah. So like I said, this is basically on par with Oprah's favorite things. So just use that list or use this list for your next gift buying guide. So yeah, what to get the beer lover in your life? So
I'm going to start.
Okay.
It would seem that the obvious answer is to get them beer, them being a beer lover, but I would actually recommend against that.
Because they're going to be like, oh, thanks.
Because, yes, the problem is...
Oh, you got me a 6-pack of Coors Light. Thanks.
Well, they're going to do better than that. But, you probably have a very specific palate and opinion, and I don't know, someone that's, super into something is going to be difficult to please with, a random choice from the grocery store. So what I would suggest...
Sounding very beer snobby.
I know. I'm very beer snobby in this regard.
Yeah, but I agree.
What I would say is, if someone got me... So there's a super easy and wonderful solution. We have Total Wine over here. I don't know if you guys have it, but figure out what has the best beer selection in your town and buy the person gift cards there. They'll be so happy. If someone gets me a gift card to Total Wine, I will be beside myself. Because that means I get to go look at tons of beers, and then I'll probably buy something that I wouldn't I'll probably splurge on something if I had a gift card. Mm-hmm. So I'll buy something that I really want to try, but I haven't been ooh, I don't know if that's $30 beer is gonna be worth it. But if I have a gift card, I'm going for it. So right. Yes, rather than just go into because actually I've done the same thing. Now that I think about it in retrospect, I should just take my own advice. But when I know someone likes wine, usually what happens is you go to Total Wine, same place, and then you talk to somebody there, and usually they kind of know what they're doing, but I don't really know what kind of wine they like, so I'll just be they like Well, usually I'll know like, oh, they like Chardonnay or something. So then you're like, can you suggest a good Chardonnay to me? But like from the outsider point of view, I'm sure that's like a simple enough question. But I'm sure if I was like a huge wine snob, I'd be like laughing at that. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like general, and they're just gonna give you something safe. And then the person, if they're really, really into wine, is going to be like, oh, thanks. It sounds really snobbish and really jerkish, but you just have to understand, like, when me and Steven go to the grocery store and we see, like, the whole, even if they have, like, a whole aisle of beer, like, that whole aisle is boring to us.
Yeah, there's a very small section of the beer aisle that actually excites me.
Same. So it's funny,
so
too.
Sad. It's so
and
sad.
They usually do it like the way they do it at the local grocery store I go to is like the really nice stuff is on the left in like singles, and like that's all I look at, and then maybe like one chunk over is like then some of the like seasonal stuff. That's where you might see like the Snow Day IPA, like, oh cool, this is like a seasonal thing. And then once I get past that, it's just like I lose all interest.
Yeah, you just disregard.
Yes, disregard. Yeah, and then if sometimes I'll just keep wandering, and then I see like a 6-pack of Foster's or something, like the beer that comes right before Budweiser or whatever, and then I'm like, oh no, I'm way too far.
I have gone too far, strayed too far from the fold.
Exactly. So I'm basically what I'm trying to say is if you go to a grocery store and randomly pick something or have someone suggest something to you, it's probably not gonna. We'll drink it. I'm always happy to drink a beer. My favorite beer is the beer that's in front of me, right?
Right. But yes.
It's unlikely that you will randomly pick something that is going to excite someone that's super into beer. So just get them a gift card from like a place with a huge selection, and they'll be super happy.
Yeah, especially like if you have a local bottle shop or something.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be the best.
Yes, because we have a local bottle shop in the town one over, and they have like a rare and exclusive like shelf. And everything there in there is super expensive, but super exciting and enticing. And I would probably never usually buy something off that shelf. But if I had a gift card, heck yeah, that's straight where I go straight to that shelf. You could like, let me pick one of these bad boys.
I think that is the best thing about a gift card is you kind of just like, you buy the thing that you wouldn't normally buy.
That's the thing. Gift cards get a bad rap, but like it really is permission to do something you wouldn't normally do.
Yeah, it's like free money.
Yeah. And you're saying, like, you have to spend it in this domain. So, like, you have to spend it at this beer shop. So, it's not like you can be like, well, I'll be responsible and change the tires on my car or something. You can't. You have to buy a beer with it. So, yeah.
Hey, I feel that way even when I get, like, my Costco, like, reward certificate. Yeah, from my, like, Costco credit card.
What do you feel like you should do with it?
I just feel like it's funny because I'll go and I'll still sort of like grocery shop like I'm usually grocery shopping, but I like buy the stuff I don't. I'm like, that's too expensive, you know. Like on this trip, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm buying that.
You get the treats. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm getting the sous vide steak this time.
And Costco must know. They're like, this is all coming back to us.
Yeah. Yeah, it pays them back, I'm sure. Yeah,
they cut you that check and then you just hand it right back over with like you buy the high profit margin things like this. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so that's good. Get them a gift card to a local bottle shop or some place with a good beer selection.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that one. Yeah. In fact, when I wrote my list, I wrote Tavor money.
Ooh, perfect.
So
does Tavor have gift cards?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I'm changing my recommendation. Although I will say I offer it with a grain of salt. Probably don't introduce someone to Tavor if they don't know what it is and they're really into beer because it's like getting them addicted to drugs. I miss that app being on my phone, but I just can't have it on there right now because I'll get in trouble. I'll do damage.
Well, it's kind of like depends on like how much are you spending on this person. Because if you're gonna drop like $100 on them, like give them $100 gift card to Tavor, like that's worth it. Like a $25 gift card to Tavor, they're gonna end up spending more money than you gave them.
You're buying them trouble.
Yeah, exactly. You like just bought them a key to them spending a lot of money.
Yeah.
But for me, Tavor money, yeah, even $5, I'll take it.
You're like, I'll take any amount of Tavor. Yeah, Tavor is a lot of fun.
So much fun. It's a good supplier of podcast beers for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, even like lately, they have me nailed, so I'm hooked again. The algorithm has got me again. But even now, I'm sort of like, oh, I've had something from that brewery. I want to try. I'm like waiting for breweries I haven't tried before, because I don't want you to be listening to an episode of this and being like, ugh, they always drink from WeldWerks, man.
That's funny. Hey, I'm trying to mix it up.
Yeah, I know. I do too. So, but Tavor is a nice key to that, because I can get a lot of good beer around here, but it does always seem to be like a lot of Texas breweries, which we have a lot of good Texas breweries. But we've been visiting the Carolinas lately. Had some South Carolina and North Carolina beer recently, so trying to give you a tour of the whole map. But another one is beer infused stuff. So there's some really good like beer infused sauces, like barbecue sauces,
that's a fun idea.
And hot sauces. You can get like beer infused cheeses. The other thing is soap, beer infused soap.
Oh, really?
Or beer smelling candles.
That's funny.
Remember I said I wanted the beer air freshener in my car?
That's too much, dude. Also, if you get pulled over, they're gonna like breathalyze you immediately.
But the beer candle?
It's so funny that you mentioned that. I had not thought of that. My wife is very into Disney, and one of her good friends got her candles that smell like the rides.
Yeah, I saw those.
And they're actually...
Is it real? Like, does it work?
It works.
Really?
Like, well, not... So for me, a lot of the rides don't have a very distinctive smell, but like the Pirates of the Caribbean candle, and obviously they can't call it that, but they call it like Pirate Adventure or something like that.
Yeah.
It totally smells like the ride, because that ride has like a very specific smell.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I don't even know what it is, but I'm sure if I smelled it, I would know it.
It's like stinky water and smoke. I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's cool. So yeah, that'd be fun if there's like beer candles that like, if they have like a really good IPA aroma or something. That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. One of the soaps I was looking at is like a hoppy soap. I would bathe in that.
Is it cold press soap?
I don't know.
That's the fancy thing now. Well, it's probably fancy like 10 years ago, but I'm old and I don't learn about new things. But my wife got me cold press soap for Christmas, and it's quite nice.
Cold press soap. Okay. Yeah. Not hot pressed.
Apparently, no. Apparently, hot pressed is like.
Yeah, don't.
That's so 2010s.
Don't hot press your soap.
You need your soap cold press.
Don't hot press your soap. You Neanderthal.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's cold pressed, but this one's called Swag Brewery, and they have a beer soap. It's spicy, herbal, and grassy. Smell like a real man.
You smell like an IPA.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to smell like an IPA? It's like the pheromones for 2020, you know? You have like hipsters hanging off you.
Pretty much. It's like, you smell like a brewery, man. You're really cool.
So yeah, beer infused stuff.
That's a good one. I didn't think of that one. Okay, my next one is media. So if they don't, it might be tricky depending on how close you are to them, but if they don't have like the Beer Bible by, is it Jeff Allworth, I think?
Yeah, Jeff Allworth. He just came out with a new edition of that too. So.
Yeah, get them that. They will love it. Because I have that, and I flip through it and read. It's not like a book you read cover to cover. You just kind of like flip around and learn stuff. But it's awesome. It's awesome. And then there's like Michael Jackson. He's written a bunch of books. I think he has like the Beer Guide to the Beers of the World, and there's a bunch of editions. And
he's your new favorite person.
I didn't know this. So I'm also really into single malt Scotch, and I have a book of single malt Scotch, basically the equivalent of like the Bible. And I didn't realize until just today, it's the same guy. So Michael Jackson was really into craft beer and really into single malt Scotch, and I'm like, dang, this guy knew how to live life.
You would have been best friends with this guy.
We would have been best friends. But unfortunately, he's passed. So
rest in peace, Michael Jackson.
Rest in peace, Michael Jackson. I would love to. He's on my list of people you would hang out with if you could time travel.
Yeah, he sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, he looks, and I saw some. This is the first time I looked up a picture of him. He looks like he was a cool dude.
Yeah.
Like long hair and massive beard, yeah.
British beer and whiskey nerd.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so beer media, so books, There's probably some good craft beer calendars out there.
I wonder if there's like, I know magazines are still a thing, but I'm so disconnected from like if there's a publication. But
well, yeah, and if you have someone who is like a home brewer, you can always get them like a Zymergy magazine subscription, which is the Homebrewers Association magazine. So that would be good.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
You know, my wife got me this calendar this year of like Austin, Texas events and stuff. So each month is a picture of somewhere in Austin, and then there's just all the like yearly events that you shouldn't miss, and it's all on the calendar. So I wonder if there's like a beer festival calendar. That would be cool.
I would love that, because then you could try to figure out like all the festivals you want to go to. You know, Steven, when we're retired, that's all we're gonna do.
Travel around, go to all the
you and me, buddy. We're just gonna we're gonna do 1 year and go to every single brew fest in America. And then we're gonna die.
And then we will die.
So we should go to the Firestone Walker Invitational. I've heard very good things about that.
Yes, totally. And then the like barrel aged beer festival. I think it's in Chicago.
That'd be amazing.
That's your jam right there.
I would love that.
Like all barrel aged stouts and sours.
So we can even add this to the list. Just get them a calendar, but even better, just if you really want to splurge on somebody, get them tickets to a beer festival.
Yeah, I think there is a beer festival wall calendar. Has all the dates for all the major beer festivals.
Nice, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good one to hang on your wall behind your computer where you record your beer podcast.
Think about future events you want to go to.
I don't know who that would be applicable for, but
hint, hint, hint.
Sure, there's someone out there that needs it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, you got something else on your list?
Yeah, so swag. I wrote swag.
Okay.
So Steven is quite the connoisseur of beer t-shirts. I know this, brewery t-shirts. And I won't say no to one either, so.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not at work, then I'm probably wearing a beer t-shirt. And honestly, I'm probably wearing a beer t-shirt under my scrubs. So
at work? That's awesome. I like how you're like, well, I have to wear these scrubs, but underneath, my true passion is alive and burning.
It was funny. One day I was like, I don't know, I took my scrub top off or something, and I was walking out to my car, and I had my Rubens shirt on that really just says, I love beer. On the front. And one of the doctors I work with like passed me by in his car, and he's like, I knew that was you as soon as I saw you.
That's amazing.
He saw my I love beer shirt.
There you go. So you can also do glassware if someone doesn't have glassware, because there's a lot of different glasses you can technically drink beer out of. You don't have to drink. I think if you drink beer out of a glass, you're doing fine, even if it's just like a mason jar. But yeah, now that I mentioned this is so funny. I'm drinking this Russian River beer out of a Russian River glass, and there's an icon on the back.
Oh my gosh.
Meticulously brewed ales. And then it says, in quotes, Tion, because you know how they make all those beers that end in those, like consecration? Right. Yeah. So they're basically saying, if we make a beer that ends in Tion, and there's a picture of a pint glass with an X through it, and then there's a picture of a tulip glass. So they're basically saying, this is like a little pictogram that's saying, if you're drinking one of our beers and it ends in Tion, you better be drinking it out of a tulip glass.
Dang.
Wow, Russian River. Wow.
They are so beer snobby.
They're so beer snobby.
It's really funny because I just love Russian River. I think they're just so chill and they're so down to earth and they just make amazing beer. But man, they are crazy. I mean, they were one of the, like some of the originals where they like literally printed "Drink fresh, keep cold" on the box.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
On the case, remember? Like if you went to, because lots of times if you go to Russian River, like people are just leaving with the like crates of Pliny the Elder, and it's like on huge print on the side of the case of Pliny the Elder, like.
Oh yeah, you're right. It
keep fresh. Keep cold. Yeah. Drink fresh,
keep cold.
Yeah, they're like crazy about that. So they're crazy about how you store your beer and how you drink it.
How you drink it. So yeah, if you get, I mean, but it is fun to have like, you could have some pint glasses, some tulip glasses.
Well, have you heard of this Spiegelau craft beer tasting kit?
No, what is this? This sounds like a good gift idea.
Yeah. So it's a set of 4 beer glasses. It's like $37. Spiegelau, that's spelled Spiegelau. You're welcome. And so they have 4 glasses. They have an IPA glass that was designed in collaboration with Dogfish Head in Sierra Nevada. It has like wave-like ridges at the bottom, and then it opens up into like a tulip shape in the upper part. That maximizes the flavor of beers with strong aromatics, like Belgians, pale ales, and stouts. And then they have another one, a stout specific one. This one was designed in collaboration with Left Hand Brewing and Rogue Ales, and they like took a year to develop it.
Oh, wow.
Based on like tasting panels and design workshops and stuff. This one has a bigger bottom that drives beer and aromatic foam up into the top.
This looks, I'm looking at it now, it looks crazy.
Yeah, and then they have a wheat beer glass. This one was designed in collaboration with Bell's Brewing, and
it's like a less exaggerated version of the stout glass.
Yeah, exactly. And then they have a barrel-aged beer glass. So this was a 2-year development in partnership with Great Divide Brewing, Green Flash Brewing, Winta Brewing in Salt Lake, and Cigar City Brewing in Florida. And
if someone got me this, I would be beside myself happy.
I know, I'm like, well, now I need this glass set, like, for sure.
I want it so bad now, Steven. You shouldn't have showed this to me.
I know.
And they're all lead-free crystal, so these are probably really nice glasses.
Yeah, and they're, like, super thin. The glass is super thin, so it keeps the temperature, I don't know, it has something to do with the temperature of the...
It probably doesn't absorb as much cold or from the... I don't know anything about that, but yeah. And you can dishwash them. All right, well, this is going on my Christmas list.
You can't go wrong with this.
This looks so cool. Has good reviews, too.
Yep. Oh, I love the glasses, too. Yeah, I was reading about all these taste tests they did with the different beers. Like, they poured the same beer into one of these glasses, and then side by side with one that's just in a regular pint glass. And most people could tell the difference. They would get more aromatics and better flavor out of them. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting.
All right, this is our number one recommendation.
So the Spiegelau Deluxe Craft Beer Tasting Kit.
It's the lowest price it's been in 30 days on Amazon right now.
Oh my gosh.
It's destiny.
Get on it. Put it in your cart.
Buy it now. It's kind of cool too. They also sell, if you just want one of the style of glasses, in 4-packs. Like, rather than, like, so you can buy 4 of the IPA glass.
4 of the same glass. Okay.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Really interesting.
Another thing on that glassware kick is that, like, a cool flight board is also a good gift.
Yeah, that would be really fun.
You can get cool little sets of, like, 4 small glasses that all go into, like, a wooden flight board. Those are cool, too.
Yeah, this is a really good suggestion. And I see some here online that have, like, a little, either, like, a chalkboard or a whiteboard, so you can label them.
Yeah. I think that's how we did our watermelon Goza tasting, actually, because my wife, a long time ago, got me 2 sets of, like, a 4-glass flight set thing.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea. This is an excellent episode.
You can just number them 1, 2, 3, 4 in your blind tasting.
Yeah, that's what we did.
See if you can pick out your favorite watermelon Goza.
That was really fun. It was Anderson Valley, by the way.
Yeah. I'm going to start having parties, because I love hosting and having people over to my house. Mm-hmm. That was sarcastic, by the way.
Oh, I thought you were being serious.
No.
Actually love hosting.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I want people to come over, and then I want to make them like a mixed drink or get them a beer, and then I want them to be happy.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. That is kind of a good feeling. Or like, providing food that they love. Food and beer that they love.
Yeah, you're a good host, Steven. I don't know what you're talking about. No, you're like a portable host. Because if you come over, I always know you're going to be bringing like really good beer. Or if I'm really lucky, you're going to bring roundtable breadsticks. Which, by the way, I have news.
What's your news?
Inflation is here, and it is ruining my life.
It is here to stay.
It is devastating at Round Table.
Oh, I imagine. It's probably, what, like $30 for a cheese pizza or something?
So I didn't even get pizza. So my wife is out of town briefly, and I have a tradition of when my wife goes out of town that I eat Round Table breadsticks, because I can just eat like 12 of them in one sitting. A little background, Steven and I both worked at Round Table, and that's like something I'm addicted to.
If you don't know what Round Table pizza is, I'm sorry. Because
this is specific.
It's the greatest pizza ever.
Yeah, I don't know if it's nationwide, but they make excellent pizza.
Oh, we have one in Texas. It's up in Dallas.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thankfully the one in my local town is still in business, and I hope it stays that way. But anyways, they make these really good breadsticks. They're called twists, where they actually twist the dough, and there's garlic and cheese and stuff inside. Yeah. Oh, they're to die for. 12 of them? Guess how much they cost now for 12?
$22.
It's not that bad. $17.
Okay, well that's good, but still,
they're more than $1 a piece for breadsticks.
Yeah.
So anyways,
right now.
I did partake in my tradition, but I was very sad to see the price. I think about a year ago it was maybe $12 for 12, which okay, fine, $1 a piece, but
is the ranch still good too?
The ranch is so good.
Oh man,
gonna make you want to get Round Table.
Killing me, man.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, I'm coming to California pretty soon, so I might need to do a Round Table trip.
Let's hit up Round Table. Let's go.
Let's do it. Oof. Yeah, I think my wife and my daughter were up in Dallas not too long ago, and they went, and I was very jealous. Very jealous.
It's by far my favorite pizza place.
All right, you got any other beer gifts?
So this one's kind of cool. Go with them to a local brewery, because that will be so fun. A beer nerd's going to love to go to any brewery, because going to a brewery is so fun. And if you're anything like me and Steven, we want to like get other people into craft beer. So if you just offer, even if you're not really into beer, be like, you know what? As a present, let's go to this brewery together. You can teach me about the beers they make there. They'll be so excited. At least I would be. Yeah. Yeah,
see, my favorite thing, just tell me that you don't like sours. And I'll be like, oh, but you haven't had the right sour.
Steven will make it his personal quest to find you the right sour.
Oh, you just haven't found the right one yet. That's what I believe.
Yeah, so I think that'd be really fun, because then you can make a trip out of it and go pick a brewery that has food as well. So
I mean, I think my favorite birthday was probably Sierra Nevada.
Going to Sierra Nevada is so amazing.
Going on the tour,
and Russian River has. The new Russian River's facility is on par, like where it's a super stellar tour and then really good restaurant.
Yeah, good food, good beer.
Yep, you get to go on a tour, you do some walking, you see some cool stuff, you get excited about beer, then you eat really good food, and then you drink the really good beer.
Sierra Nevada's got the food, though. Like,
you think they have it on lock, huh?
Oh, yeah. That restaurant is world class.
It's dialed in. And they even had, remember when you had bone marrow and it was freaking me out? They have bone marrow. They will serve you a bone that's surgically cut in half, and you get to eat the marrow right out of it.
Yeah, sorry, vegetarians.
Avert your ears.
It's so good.
We got to go back there.
Like nature's butter. Yeah, take your friend to a brewery. That's fun. Okay, what else did I write down? I wrote something else. Oh, they have these really nice, and you have one of these, like a really nice beer journal.
Yeah.
You can find them now all over. It's like a thing. So you can find a really nice beer tasting journal so that the beer lover in your life can go full beer snob.
And take those tasting notes. Yep. Yeah, that's actually a really good suggestion, because those are expensive. I just like when I first did it, I used a moleskin. It's just like a fancy, I don't know, leather bound journal. I got it at Target. It looks cool.
Yeah.
But they're pricey, so I'd really appreciate if someone bought one of those.
Well, it's cool now because they have the ones where you it has the full setup on, the template.
Oh, I would love to have that. Yeah.
So
I was putting in there by hand. It's very time consuming.
Right, exactly. So yeah, get your beer lover a beer journal. Do it now.
That's a good suggestion.
Put it in your cart.
Along with those glasses from what is it called?
Oh man, I lost it. Spiegelau or something. Spiegelau.
Yeah, that's quite the name of the brand.
Yeah. Also, if you're the beer lover and listening to this podcast, put it on your wish list. Get your Amazon wish list going.
Yeah.
Okay? And then share it with all your friends. I'm registered for my birthday.
There you go.
Yep. Okay, you got anything else?
That was all my suggestions.
Okay. That's a good list.
Yeah, this is a really good list.
That beer glass set is it's going in my Amazon cart. Already.
Right now.
It's already in it. Yeah.
That I think is the suggestion of the night.
Yeah, once I read that they literally collaborated with all these really good breweries to design these glasses, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a really great suggestion. So, all right, cool. Well, hopefully this episode is useful. Maybe you're listening and it's December 2022. And we've referred you back to this episode because I have no idea what we're doing recording this in March, but we are. So
hey,
if you want to,
well now it's just in there. It's just archived. It's there.
It's true.
If you want to come back to it when you're ready to start gift giving,
it's part of the internet record.
Yeah.
All right, so our Instagram is attenuation.podcast, so check us out there. Steven is really good about posting what he's drinking. I need to get better about it, and there are going to be some memes, all sorts of fun content. Also, you can email us directly at contact.attenuation@gmail.com. But that's going to do it for episode 51 of Attenuation, a beer podcast. My name is Jason, and I'm joined by my best friend since 8th grade, Steven.
That's me.
And we're saying cheers, and we'll see you next week for episode 52.
What are we going to do for 1 year?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I have no idea. Maybe I'll crack a beer or something.
Yeah, we have a week to plan this.
We got to figure it out.
Okay.
All right, so we'll see you next week for what remains to be decided for a 1 year anniversary.
For our amazing 1 year celebration bonanza that we need to plan right now. Okay.
Yes. And by right now, we mean 12 hours before we record.
Hey, don't
okay, sorry. That's
it.
Industry secrets. All right, sir. We'll see you next week.
All right, cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Attenuation, a beer podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and follow us on Instagram or Facebook for more fun content. Catch you next week. Cheers!